myself to the sentiments of my panelists in congratulating the athletes. They did well. They hoisted our flag high. That was good for Kenya. I think we came out as #1 in Africa. That was good. Apparently, we have another competition going on of senior citizens. I'm waiting to see how we do. But I like that at least there is something positive to smile about. Now, regarding the conferment of city status to Eldoret, in principle, it's all right, because that's the way to go as a country. But in terms of timing, it brings a lot of questions. There's a lot of suspicion around it, and why now, why so fast? Because it is clear, constitutionally speaking, that there are certain benchmarks a town, a municipality ought to hit for it to be conferred status of a city. And Eldoret has done some work. Yes, they do have an airport. They have the basics, but not fully satisfactorily so. So for me, the question is why now? You know, this could have waited a year or two until Eldoret is very fully organized. Because when I look at the other 4 cities that we have, including the capital we are in, there is no city to model upon. There is no city to benchmark on.
Nakuru, for example, doesn't have a proper airport.
Nakuru doesn't have. Nairobi itself, we are still grappling with the service provision. You look at the waste, because that's the primary concern when it comes to now having a city. The waste management in Nairobi is a crisis. Health facilities, a crisis. Water, a crisis. You know, there are residents who get seasonal water once a week, twice a week, you know. Even the housing, because what I feel we are failing on is the planning aspect of modernizing our country. It is okay, we need to confer more cities, but we need to have a proper strategic physical planning approach. You go to other countries, you go to other regions, you realize they have what you call controlled development. And I heard the president yesterday alluding to that Uasin Gishu residents ought to be very careful in segmenting their land, because it is largely agricultural. And if they continue to, you know, have it into smaller pieces, that of course is going to affect the food production and the planning of the city by itself. A case in point is the Kiambu County. It was largely an agricultural area. Now it has become it's a bedroom of Nairobi. It's a bedroom of the country. And you can see the impact that has on the climate, the impact that has on food provision. Because if you confer city status, you must expect migration from the surrounding rural areas. Those people need to feed. Those people will provide waste. How do you manage that? So I think for me, the greater concern is not whether it is a city or still a town, because whether it is a car, an automobile or vehicle, it's still the same thing. But for me, the concern is the physical planning. Because if we do not get that one right, there are some things that are not reversible as you move in time. Eldoret may have the virginity of time, but they still have a lot of unexploited land, so they can plan better. And I just hope they get it right.
Okay.
And then also they have to be very open to that. One of the other qualifications, other than the infrastructure, for any place to be conferred the city status, is it has to be cosmopolitan. So they must expect now an exodus from the surrounding counties to Eldoret.
Okay. Yeah. Do we, in the management of